I'm Kaylee.
I'm Sean.
And we have some important announcement for you guys today. Attention any junior high or high school student interested in joining Ski Club, stop by Ms. Henry's room A106 or Mrs. Cronin's room E224 to pick up a Ski Club application form and information letter. Ski Club fills up on a first-come, first-served basis, so please enroll online and get your signed consent forms back to Mrs. Henry as soon as possible. You don't want to miss out.
Looking for a great winter job or just like to ski or snowboard? Well, just join the Ski Ward's snow school. You know, great winter activities and just good way to get paid.
Okay, and students, the Woolie store will be open Tuesday through Thursdays during CDS. It's located next to the gym. They have school supplies and Woolie clothing. Stop by during your CDS to see what's new.
So Miranda got to talk with Mrs. Bennett the other day for the first episode of Ask the Principal, so let's go to that.
Hello MHS, I am Miranda, here with Mrs. Bennett, and this is our first episode of Ask the Principal. Our new segment, Ask the Principal, allows us to ask Miss Bennett questions that all of us would like to ask her. Before we get started, how has your school year been?
Miranda, my school year's been great. It's really tough to believe that we are in November, in the middle of the fall season. First quarter is done and completed, but it's been exciting. Second year is always a little bit easier, so I've enjoyed the opportunity to sit back and observe a bit more and talk to more students and more staff, and I'm really enjoying myself. It's good.
So before we begin with our questions, Miss Bennett, I wanted to ask you about this new school beautification project.
Sure. So the Beautification Project is in its infancy right now, and really what the purpose is to look around the building, both inside and outside, and try to bring maybe some more color or some concerns or some interests, some ideas that people, being students, being staff, might have to strengthen the already strong Woolie pride that we have here. So it's just an opportunity to look to see, all right, here we have, we got some really great things, but what is it that we might be able to do to freshen up a corridor, to again, bring in some new pieces of Woolie pride that don't already exist.
Well, that sounds like a really great opportunity for our school.
It does, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the students, from the staff, and again, it's very much in its infancy, so we've just started the conversations, and more to come, certainly in regards to the Beautification Project.
Sounds good. Now on to the students' questions. There have been a few new questions regarding the rotating schedule. Is the plan to keep it for following years, or is this just a test run?
Miranda, this is a really great question, and a great question because the new daily schedule was such a highlight for the start of the school year. We did a lot of prep last year in regards to research and looking at what we currently have, and researching best practices for students, as well as visiting other schools and learning what other schools do for their schedule. And as a result of all of that information in the committee's work, a recommendation for a new daily schedule was put forth. And so here we are, 9 weeks into the new daily schedule. So at this point, there's been some informal feedback that's been received from students as well as staff members and parents, just in terms of the pros and the cons. And at this point, there does seem to be a positive take on the new daily schedule, but we are still working on gathering some feedback and seeing if there could be other tweaks that could be made to enhance the schedule, or do we leave it where it's at? Would I anticipate that we are moving back to the schedule that we had last year? I would say probably not, because I think that the feedback that we received so far has been positive and there have been some good benefits, but it's certainly something that still takes time to learn, because it is something that's new in ways of instructional time and practices and strategies that staff are still working on and trying to develop out. And to some degree, you need to go through a schedule for a couple of years before you can really get that feedback and get into some type of rhythm. But again, like I said, the informal feedback so far has been positive, and we will continue to gather feedback and see if any necessary tweaks would be needed for next year.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bennett, for joining us. And lastly now, we have a fun question to ask.
Okay.
So, if you could pick any celebrity to go out to dinner with, who would it be? And why?
Only one?
Yep.
Any celebrity. Okay. Well, do remember, students, I am a little bit older than you are, so my celebrity might be a little different than your celebrity at this point. But I think I'd like to go out to dinner with Bruce Springsteen. I'd like to go out to dinner with the boss. I've always been a fan of his. I like his music, and I think he puts on a pretty incredible show, and I would just be intrigued to learn a little bit more. So, Miranda, who would you want to go and have dinner with?
Oh, man, just so many to choose from. I would say Tom Hardy,
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, Matthew McConaughey, George Clooney,
I could only
Tom
pick
Selleck,
one.
Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, Eric Bana,
How come I could only
Jason
pick
Statham,
one?
Johnny Depp, Christian Bale,
Hello?
Russell Crowe,
I could only pick
Robert
one.
Downey Jr., Scott Eastwood, Henry
Hello?
Cavill, Heath Ledger,
I only got one.
the Doctor from Emergency, Edward Norton,
Uno.
Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie, Hugh Jackman, Josh Duhamel. The list goes on and on, people.
If you would like to submit your own question, just click the link right here, and we'll see if you get your question answered. Have a good one at MHS.
Obviously.
Oh, I didn't even mention who's Channing Tatum. Oh, Gerard Butler, Ben Affleck. You don't know if I mentioned him. Sylvester Stallone.
Tom Brady?
Ew.
Ew.
Springsteen